So there's a lot going on with the House of the Mouse over the past day or so. We've all been talking about probably the biggest news of the week when it comes to entertainment, and that's that, well, Iger returned and pretty much Game of Thrones, Red Wedding style, Bob Chapek out of the company. It was kind of a shocker, and what's going to be really fun to watch from this is Iger try to fix his own problems, because the state that Disney is in is a lot of it is his fault. Chapek was no savior. In a lot of ways, he's just as woke as Iger. So, like, him fixing anything, I always found a joke. I always found that to be a joke. He was never going to fix anything. So, Marvel, Star Wars, all of those properties, they're just going to get worse and worse under Iger. So, get ready, because it's going to get really bad. And what's going to be fun, like, people are praising him coming back. Like, oh, he's back. Oh, my God. Like, he's going to fix everything. It's not going to happen. He was running the company into the ground. He avoided taking a lot of that responsibility because he left. But now that he's back, it's all going to fall on him. Let's look at some of the things that he set in motion. Like with Marvel, pretty much people live to troll the fans over there. The best example of that is SheHulk. SheHulk didn't respect anything that Marvel's done. They turned Daredevil into a joke. This is one of my favorites right here. The Man Without Shame. They got Daredevil doing a walk of shame after he hooked up with Jennifer Walters. I mean, they took She-Hulk and turned it into Sex in the City, basically. No one wanted that. Like, nobody wanted this. This is not what any Marvel fan wanted. Who is this show for? Apparently it was for nobody, because it never made, well, I think the last episode made the Nielsen top 10. And that's just because of combined minutes from all the episodes, which is sad. Nobody was watching this show. And I think a lot of this is going to translate to other stuff that Marvel's doing. Not Black Panther. Black Panther's doing all right, but it's not going to get any better. And one of the reasons I'm saying that is because of the writers. Like, so this is Jessica Gao. She's the head writer for She-Hulk. And one of the reasons that they hired her, and it's very obvious when you look at this show, especially this scene, is because she was never a fan of the comics. Now, this is really interesting news here that I saw the other day, and I want to talk about because of what it means. Marvel Studios producer considers it a red flag if prospective writers are fans of original comics. They prefer to hire somebody who's out of the culture. They prefer to hire someone like Jessica Gao and Dana Schwartz to come in and write for these things. That's what they prefer. They don't want someone that knows the material. They want someone that, in a lot of ways, seems like they hate the material. And he kind of alludes to that. This is why Marvel is in the state that it's in. Is because it seems like everyone there hates all of these characters. I mean, you saw it. A lot of people were praising Multiverse of Madness. One of the biggest problems I had with Multiverse of Madness was how it treated some of the characters. Like when Wanda came in, kills Black Bolt in 2 seconds, shreds Mr. Fantastic. He's supposed to be the smartest man in the world, but he died like that. And then of course the ones that hold up to Wanda were Peggy Carter and Monica Rambeau. I'm not saying that Monica's powerful, but I'm just pointing out, like, the men got killed in 2 seconds. This is MCU. But let's take a look at what he actually said here. Moore, whose career has seen him serve as a producer for such MCU entries as Captain America Civil War and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, 2 of the best Marvel movies, by the way, especially Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is great. The most recent, Wakanda Forever, shared his insight into Marvel Studios' hiring philosophy during the Ringers the Town podcast. Speaking with the host about his general experience working for the Disney subsidiary, Moore was eventually asked if there's some kind of a Marvel boot camp or something that you do with these filmmakers to integrate them into this world and knowing all the things that they need to know, to which the producer confirmed, not really. Noting that some Marvel writers grew up reading and collecting the comics, such as Endgame co-director Joe Russo and Black Panther director Ryan Coogler, Moore said, one thing I think is interesting, and specifically for writers, I would say, is that a lot of the times we're pitched writers who love Marvel, and to me, that's a red flag. I don't want you to already have a pre-existing idea of what it is because you grew up with the comics, and that's what you need to recreate, he explained. I want someone who's going to be hard on the material and can go, what is this? I think there's a movie here, but maybe we should be looking at it in this way. Like when they absolutely ruin Taskmaster. Taskmaster is one of the best villains, and they turn him into a clown show. In fact, he's not even a he in Black Widow. It's a she. Turn her into a clown show. Awful. Awful. Now, his point that he makes later on in here is that they'll be harder on it and they won't cherish things. And I would disagree with that because, stuff in the comics doesn't translate well to the big screen. You have to tweak it a little bit most of the time. And I think good writers understand that. But people that love the material won't turn them into walking jokes like when they did this to Daredevil or any of the bullshit that was done in SheHulk. It's pretty damn obvious that none of the people that worked in the SheHulk writer's room gave a damn about anything in the comics. But what's really messed up to me is they don't even consider anybody that's a fan of the comics. It's a red flag to be a fan of the comics. How are you going to make anything that fans love if you go in being disrespectful to what came before? It's messed up. And this is one of the reasons why the MCU is a thing. You don't have people that love the characters. You have people coming in thinking, "Oh, okay, what can we push here? What kind of message can we push?" Sad. Like Marvel could have been huge forever. Like you could have kept doing movies. Like eventually they're going to run this down, and they're only going to have themselves to blame for running this into the ground because this could have kept going for a long time. But you've got a lot of fans dropping off. So, we'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble, my locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.